be in a group chat with my lawyers. Shit.
Oh, so this is the reason why all this is coming out.
Man, my boy Daryl, man, you gotta make sure he's a good dude. He's a good human being.
This is why all this is coming out. It makes sense. Not gonna lie, Halle Bailey, you're cooked. You need Jay-Z to back you up, son.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is crazy because the whole time Halle said that DDG chipped a tooth and the whole internet went crazy. The whole internet went crazy. Now DDG is showing receipts of the mermaid. You see cutting him, stabbing him. This is crazy.
This ain't no Disney dream. This is a full-on Little Mermaid breakdown, and the drama's drowning everything in sight. Halle Bailey, the golden voice behind Under the Sea, is now caught up in a storm way worse than anything animated. Her real-life ex, rapper-turned-YouTuber DDG, just flipped the script from baby daddy to headline hazard in a blink. At first, it looked like your typical celebrity split. A few shady unfollows, some emotional song lyrics, and those cryptic Instagram stories everyone tries to decode. But then, boom! Halle pulled a major move and hit the courts with a restraining order and receipts. She came with pictures, bruises, a chipped tooth, and a list of accusations that had people shaking. Verbal abuse, stalking, and mind games that made her feel like she was trapped in a horror flick. And the twist? She had her baby boy Halo in tow the whole time. The judge didn't waste time either. Halle walked out with temporary custody and a restraining order that keeps DDG a solid 100 yards away. People online were cheering like, okay, boo, she finally found her voice. It was giving survival story, not love story. But hold up, that was just part one, because DDG wasn't about to let it slide like that. When he clapped back, he didn't whisper, he roared.
Chat, right fit, man. I'm feeling like, damn, bro, should I get a stylist? Why are they saying GGTMZ? Let's see. Why are they saying GGTMZ? All right, I'm looking at her story now. What? Oh. About that. Fuck. Don't even.
That can't even be real.
That, bro.
But that can't even be real. That's the thing.
But don't even. But you remember we talked about last night? All that. Let me say something. It's not.
No, I'm saying, but I don't know where that even came from.
Yo, stop these fake allegations. This is a father. This is a real person. It's a good human being.
But I don't.
But hey, bro, we on stream, bro.
Come on, like I gotta be.
Just don't do it, bro. Come here.
Don't even make no.
Fall back. That's my real friend. We're not gonna do no false ruin this stream. He's a great human being. He does a lot for a lot of people. He's a man. He's a father, and we're gonna respect him. We're gonna love him. WDDG. And anyone got anything to say?
The fake narratives, man. Stop the bull. We don't want to hear that, bro. That's fake.
DDG came back swinging, loud and reckless, armed with screenshots, surveillance claims, and a whole twisted story that's got folks questioning everything about Halle's image. His counterattack ain't just about defending himself. It's shaking up the sweet, soft fairy tale image Halle's built for years. And now, the streets are saying she didn't just lose a movie role because of what he claimed, but because she allegedly started acting different too. Halle's mermaid charm might be slipping right through her fingers, and this chaos is just getting started. Let's rewind for a second. Mid-May 2025, Halle walks into a Los Angeles courtroom looking straight up broken. No glam, no filters, and just raw tears and a fat folder stuffed with receipts. She wasn't chasing headlines, she was chasing safety. According to her court docs, G screamed at her in front of their baby. Not once, not twice, but in full view of their infant son, Halo. And it gets wilder. She brought in Ring camera footage from a day DDG allegedly pulled up uninvited, started wilding at her front door, smashed her camera, and even tried to snatch Halo without any permission. She told the court she felt hunted, like the man who once promised to protect her had turned into someone she didn't even recognize. And the court? Oh, they took it seriously. The judge handed Halle an emergency protective order on the spot, full temporary custody of Halo, and DDG got hit with a social media gag order. No posting about her, no posting about their son, and don't come within 100 yards, period. But here's the part that really hit deep. Halle didn't just want him gone. She wanted him to get help. She asked that DDG be ordered into a battery prevention program. That says a lot. This wasn't just some "I'm mad at my ex" type of thing, and nah, this was Halle straight up telling the court, "I think he's dangerous." Her voice didn't shake when she said, "I cannot allow this abuse any longer." And then came the leaked photos, a bruised bicep, a chipped front tooth, and the internet exploded like a lit firecracker. People were stunned. Some were calling her a hero, others said it broke their hearts, but most, they believed her right away. For a moment, it looked like DDG was done, cooked, grilled, and served like a 4th of July hot link. Folks were dragging him all over social media, clowning him as "do garbage," and the hashtag number #FreeHalo started flying like confetti. But don't get it twisted. While the internet was busy canceling him, DDG was moving in silence. Behind closed doors, he was building a case of his own. And when he finally popped out to speak, he didn't come with no PR statement. He came to shake the table. While Halle was online posting soft-lit selfies and protective mama vibes, DDG was in the shadows stacking screenshots like they were Pokemon cards. And just days after she got that restraining order, he clapped back with a legal motion that flipped everything upside down. This wasn't your typical "I didn't do it" denial either. DDG came with details, AirTag trackers, people ready to testify, and even photos of a cut on his thumb that he claimed came from Halle.
Our whole friend group went on this trip, and everyone on this trip can confirm there was nothing weird going on. I wasn't even staying near them. It was for someone's birthday. Let's start there. There was never anything sneaky going on. Like, me and Daryl's relationship has always been strictly started off as business. Obviously, if you know, you know. Like, he put me onto YouTube, started off there, grew into a friendship, has always remained platonic. So it's very unfortunate. Like, I know people already have this narrative because it's just hard to believe that a guy and a girl can be friends. Like, it's hard to believe that me and him or any other guy and girl can just strictly be platonic friends, okay? But nothing has ever gone on past that, ever.
According to DDG, he wasn't the villain, he was the victim. DDG said this wasn't about safety, it was about revenge. According to him, Halle didn't file that restraining order to protect herself. She filed it to ruin him, label him a deadbeat, and worst of all, take their son Halo and vanish off to Italy like some kind of escape plan. But the mess, oh, it gets way nastier. DDG claims Halle stalked him for months using Apple AirTags, and not just one, multiple. The crazy part? One of them was hidden inside a Hello Kitty pet tracker. Yeah, a cat tracker. That's what allegedly popped up in his Maybach, tucked up under the seat like something out of a spy movie. And then DDG's mama jumped into the drama, and she brought receipts of her own. She claimed Halle pulled up uninvited to a Beverly Hills movie theater while DDG was out on a date, and she didn't come to talk. She allegedly ran up on the girl he was with and tried to start a whole fight. But how did she know where he was? According to DDG's mom, Halle had been tracking him the entire time, using that same pet AirTag. But it didn't stop there. Another tracker was supposedly found inside a vitamin bottle in his Escalade. And then there's the one that had folks really shook, like an AirTag inside their baby's diaper bag, wrapped up under the cardboard lining, tucked in like it belonged there. A pet tracker on a baby. That's when the internet started flipping the script. Even folks who were riding hard for Halle started questioning everything. Because no matter how angelic your voice is, hiding AirTags in your own child's belongings, that don't scream protective mama. That sounds like a whole different type of energy. But just when everyone thought it couldn't get messier, boom, the knife incident dropped. According to DDG, Halle had been blowing up his phone with threatening messages all night. Stuff like "answer the phone" in full caps, over and over again. But then it escalated fast. She allegedly texted, "I'm not playing, Daryl." That's it. And when DDG tried to de-escalate, replying, "I just want to be left alone, please," she allegedly hit back with something that shook him. "I'm calling for help. I have a knife." He was begging her to stop. "Why do you have a knife?" he asked. She didn't respond. She allegedly showed him. And DDG claims that's when it turned physical. She came at him with that knife and sliced his hand deep. And when the photos dropped online, the cut looked real. People started to realize maybe he wasn't just playing victim. The screenshots told a story of pure chaos, panic texts, emotional spirals, and then came the Mother's Day incident. DDG says she got mad that he didn't want to spend the day together, so she bounced. But not just with the baby. She allegedly left the house with his Glock, tucking it in her bag like it was lip gloss. She told him she was going to pack, but the texts, they sounded way darker. One message hit different. "If you don't come back here, I'm calling the police. You have a son," DDG wrote back and straight up panicked. "You ruined me." His next message hit even harder. "I know you took my gun. That gun has no safety." The tone wasn't anger. It was fear, because according to him, this wasn't the first time Halle had thrown out threats about hurting herself. And y'all, this next part is rough. This all started spiraling when Halle thought DDG was messing around with Lala. That's when she reportedly sent a storm of unhinged texts. One read, "I'm gonna get stuff tonight. My son will not be around for it. I hate you forever." And it just kept going. Rant after rant, full of messy grammar, wild typos, and emotions that looked completely unhinged. It was like she wasn't even trying to make sense anymore. Just rage texting with shaking hands. All that heartbreak, jealousy, and confusion poured out raw. And that alone made people pause. Like, is she just overwhelmed or spiraling out of control? And just when folks started dragging Lala into the mix, she hopped online trying to calm the storm. She told people to stop believing everything they see. But it was too late and the internet was already eating it up.
It's like that. Oh, who hasn't beat on their man? Oh, this evidence is like 3 years old. Sorry. Have you guys not got brothers? Have you women not got sons? And yes, if your son is beating on your daughter-in-law, abso-fucking-lutely, you check him. But if you also know that your daughter-in-law is beating on your son or scratching up his face or cutting up his thumb or sending demanding and threatening messages, what, you're just gonna sit back and be like, oh, he's a man, he should be able to take it? No, you're gonna check her, because I know I would. You can't be making these excuses because DV happens both ways. I know you don't want that to be true, but DV happens both ways. And he has supported that with evidence and messages.
So yeah, you had a woman clearly in pain, a man claiming he was under attack, and receipts flying from both sides. But while Halle and DDG were going back and forth with the drama, the legal battles, and the shady group chats, let's not forget the real victim here, baby Halle. Just a 1-year-old baby caught in the middle of a war he didn't ask to be part of. And this is where it all turned tragic. With restraining orders flying, air tags popping up in diaper bags, and both sides pointing fingers, Halle made one request: to take baby Halo with her to Italy for 2 months while she filmed a new movie. Sounds harmless on the surface, right? But DDG wasn't having it, not for a second. He rushed to file an emergency court motion to block her from leaving the country. And his reason? According to him, Halle was mentally unstable, emotionally spiraling, and might be a risk to their child. He told the court, if she leaves U.S. jurisdiction and something goes wrong, who's gonna stop her? That wasn't a dramatic exaggeration. It was based on messages he says she sent where she allegedly drove around with Halo in the backseat while threatening to end it all. And even worse, DDG claimed she said she'd harm both herself and Halo in one of the text threads. He didn't stop there. DDG even brought up her battle with postpartum depression, not to shame her, but to argue that she wasn't in the right state of mind to take their baby overseas. And honestly, the timeline lined up. Halle herself admitted back in April that postpartum hit her like a tidal wave. She told fans, "I didn't realize how serious it was until I was drowning in it. It felt like I was stuck in the biggest wave of my life, barely able to breathe, trying to come up for air." Now the internet was in shambles. Some folks were crying foul, accusing DDG of weaponizing her pain to steal custody. Others, they clapped back and said, nah, he's doing what any father should, protecting his kid. Then came the bombshell. TMZ leaked the court documents, and DDG wasn't sugarcoating anything. He laid it all out. He wasn't just asking for shared custody, he wanted sole custody. And if the court wouldn't give him that, then at the very least he demanded strict rules. Third-party handoffs only, court-supervised visitation, and a full-on ban on Halle taking baby Halo anywhere out of state, let alone out the country. But here's where it gets even messier. The streets started buzzing with whispers that the Italian film studio Halle was supposed to work with got cold feet. They didn't want the drama, the international custody mess, the media heat, and definitely not the headline actress accused of threatening harm with baby present tied to their project. Insiders are saying that behind closed doors, the studio started looking to quietly recast the role. No press release, no statement, just silence. Disney hasn't said a word. Halle's reps are locked down and tight-lipped, but the word behind the scenes? She may have lost the gig, and if that's true, this ain't just a personal L, this is a career blow, a hit to everything she's worked for, from viral covers to starring as Ariel. Brick by brick, she built a brand. Now, it's looking like the image might be crumbling, and the studio world ain't exactly rushing to catch her. The most painful irony? All she wanted was to take her baby with her, that's it. But now, it looks like nobody's on her side, not the courts, and maybe not even the industry. As soon as those court docs leaked, the internet erupted. What started as gossip turned into full-out war. Team DDG came in hot, flooding blogs with screenshots, air tags, threatening messages, even close-ups of that deep cut on his hand. They were treating it like a legal trial. And the fans? They were eating it up like Exhibit A, B, and C. Some said DDG was finally revealing what male victims go through, and others still weren't buying it. It didn't take long for the internet to split straight down the middle. And the comments, brutal. One user dragged Halle with, "Halle Bailey be doing that soft, sweet, innocent voice. Whole time she needs a straight jacket." Another posted screenshots mocking DDG, saying he got shut down by one dry text from the same girl he's claiming is unstable. The timelines were lit with people pulling receipts like it was a sport. But then Black Twitter stepped in heavy, and they weren't about to let DDG skate so easy. Yeah, those texts were messy, but folks were calling out the deeper issue. They said, "This is a man with millions of followers, weaponizing his platform to drag the mother of his child after she was granted a restraining order."
Like that. I'm not trying to laugh, like, what the bro? I'm not gonna lie, bro. I already said how it is, chat. I stand on it. Chat, y'all know the truth? I put DD in a group chat with my lawyers. Shit.
Oh, so this is the reason why all this is coming out.
Man, my boy Daryl, man, you gotta make sure he's a good dude. He's a good human being.
This is why all this is coming out. It makes sense. I ain't gonna lie, Halle Berry, you're cooked. You need Jay-Z to back you up or something. There might be cooked.
All right.
One tweet read, "DDG is sick. These screenshots don't prove he's innocent, and they don't prove she's evil either. This is textbook postpartum trauma." Another user who survived years of domestic abuse put it like this: "This is how they get away with it. Push you to the edge, watch you break, then play victim while the world watches you unravel." And it wasn't just fans chiming in, even celebs started choosing sides. Actress TML posted a subtle but strong message about how Black women are too often torn down by the media and painted as crazy when they're just hurting. She's known for riding hard for Black mothers, and this time was no different. Meanwhile, YouTuber Adin Ross made it clear he was Team DDG. He even admitted to connecting DDG with high-powered lawyers to help him fight for full custody. And that move didn't feel like support. It felt like strategy. Now the battle lines are officially drawn. It's protect Black fathers versus believe Black women, and neither side is backing down an inch. But here's where the whole thing starts getting real strange. While the internet kept throwing punches, the industry, dead silent, like creepily silent. Not a word from Halle's team. No Instagram stories, no statements, no sightings, just radio silence. And Disney, as usual, mum's the word. Even the film Halle was supposed to star in, a sleek European indie project set to shoot in Italy, has reportedly scrubbed her name from all internal documents, quietly, without a fuss. One source allegedly told Deadline off the record, the insurance liability just became too high. Let's break that down. Once DDG filed for sole custody and officially claimed Halle was a psychological risk, it set off alarms in the legal world. Lawyers started circling like vultures in international studios. They do not play when there's legal smoke, especially when there's a child involved. Suddenly, taking baby Halo overseas wasn't just a parenting choice, it became a legal landmine. And with DDG filing his emergency motion just 3 days before Halle's planned flight, the studio allegedly panicked. Flights were stalled, security was alerted. Quiet whispers turned into frantic calls, and without saying a word, the studio made its move. They replaced her, not publicly, no big announcement, but insiders knew. You don't need a headline when the ship sails without you. Now fans are furious, they're calling foul, accusing the studio of dropping a young Black mother the second her life got messy. They say it's just another example of how the industry abandons Black women when they're in pain. But insiders are defending the move, claiming the studio wasn't being shady, just cautious. They didn't want to risk a PR nightmare or legal fallout overseas, because now Halle isn't just a rising star, she's a potential liability. She's not just a star anymore, she's a liability file. And if this whole situation proves anything, it's that public opinion has zero patience for nuance. For every voice screaming free Halo, there's another one claiming DDG is just manipulating the court system to punish Halle for leaving him. People who once posted Halle's original claims, the bruises, the chipped tooth, the broken Ring camera, those posts went viral, racking up over 10,000 reposts. She was being uplifted, seen, and defended. But now, with DDG's receipts out in the world, everything's shifting. There's a trending TikTok sound that uses his official court statement over videos of Halle crying on stage. The caption, is she acting or breaking down for real? The internet's cutting deep and the cruelty isn't slowing down, and the tweets just getting darker. One user wrote, DDG playing this slick, shades on, checkmark emoji, no caption, just vibes. Fans knew exactly what that meant. Checkmate. He didn't even have to say a word. The message was loud and clear, but not everyone's applauding this back and forth like it's entertainment. Some are stepping back and calling this what it really is, dangerous. Therapists and mental health advocates have been warning about this exact thing, turning someone's spiral into a meme. Watching someone's breakdown become a punchline on Twitter. This isn't just internet beef. This is how generational trauma gets recycled, passed down like broken glass, hidden in a family album. Because while the world is busy taking sides, baby Halo is still right there in the middle, stuck between two parents who both might be unraveling in different ways. And when he grows up, all of this, the texts, the court battles, the social media chaos, and it'll be part of his legacy too. And now, everything hinges on the next court date. Halle's legal team just made their next move, filing fresh motions and urging the judge to block out all the noise. They're calling DDG's media leaks a calculated smear campaign, accusing him of trying to twist public opinion before the trial even begins. And let's be real, that strategy might be working. But DDG's squad isn't backing off either. They're doubling down, pushing for sole custody, or at the very least, a ban on international travel for Halle and court-monitored drop-offs for baby Halo. The courtroom's quiet for now, but make no mistake, the tension is sky high. Because if DDG wins, it could be game over for Halle. She might lose all custody rights. No more taking Halo on film sets. No more international work with her son. She could even be ordered into a parenting class, or worse, forced to undergo a full psych evaluation just to prove she's stable. But if Halle wins, DDG could get hit with a permanent gag order banning him from ever speaking about her or Halo online again. That alone could wreck his content career. His entire image, built on vlogs, live streams, and IG stories, might take a major hit. And all those claims about stalking and manipulation tossed out like noise. Both of them want custody bad. This isn't just about parenting, and it's about pride, power, and control. But the stakes aren't just legal, they're reputation killers. For Halle, this battle isn't just personal. It's brand survival. When she stepped into Ariel's fins, black girls everywhere saw hope, beauty, and magic in her rise. Now they're watching that entire fairy tale spiral into scandal, and the drowning feels real. And for DDG, this ain't just about fatherhood. This is about redemption in a digital jungle that never forgets, barely forgives, and don't believe court filings unless they're dropped with emojis and receipts. He's not just trying to win custody, he's trying to clean up a name that's been dragged through the internet mud. But when that gavel drops next, someone's legacy is going down, and it might not be who you think. So now I gotta ask y'all, was Halle a woman crying out for help, drowning in postpartum pain? Or was she masking control behind that soft, sweet branding? Is DDG really just a father fighting for his kid? Or a bitter ex using the court system to silence a woman who's already bleeding? And the biggest question of all, who is really protecting Halo? A child's future is on the line while the internet plays judge and jury. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I need to hear from you, because this ain't just some celebrity drama. This is a trial of truth with lives on the line. Go ahead and like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss a single update. This story is far from over. And remember, no matter how messy it gets, one thing's for sure, two things for certain, the truth don't hide forever. See you next time. Stay sharp, stay loud, and keep watching.